Hey, this is Anthony with Revzilla TV, where you can watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new Dainese Laguna Seca EVO one-piece race suit, available at Revzilla.com. So the original Laguna Seca Pro was one of the most popular Dainese race suits of the last few years. The Laguna Seca EVO is a nice CE-rated step forward. So a few things have changed that are big changes going to 2013. First up, now complies with the new CE-rated standard from Europe, which means covered zippers and a few other nuances that don't get in the way, but add a protective element. The second key change is you're going to see a ton of micro-elastication on the Laguna Seca EVO. You can see it in the thighs. You'll see it when I turn John backwards. Dramatic step forward from a comfort standpoint, both in the chest, in the torso, in the tuck position. So again, remember, high-end race gear shouldn't get in the way of your focus, and when it fits you properly and it moves with you, you don't think about your gear, you think about the task at hand when you're riding on the track. And the third key change, which I am a huge fan of, I've seen nowhere else, is the first suit from Dainese, or anyone for that matter, that comes in short and tall sizes. So the arm length, the pant length will change, and actually the volume in the torso will change too. And remember, that's going to be in the perforated version only. There's also a non-perf version for those short and tall sizes. So let's talk about sizing really quickly. And remember, the Laguna, before I do that, actually, let's set this up where it lives in the Dainese food chain, and as I will predict, will continue to be the most popular suit in their line. It's going to be a big step forward from something like the Chrono, which doesn't have the external hard parts, doesn't have some of the areas of perf or the perf speed hump. And then from here, you'd really step into something like the Trickster EVO, or you start to get into those kangaroo suits as you move up, which become more of an investment. You know, this guy's still going to stay around the $1,200 mark. Pricing has not changed for 2013, so kudos to Dainese for being able to hit that same price that people are used to from the Laguna Seca. Now they're just adding more function to it. Now, when we talk about sizing, John's in a size 50. He's 5'10", 165. He's about a 38, 39-inch chest. The 50 fits him spot on, and this year it's going to allow him even more flexibility with that new sizing. You know, we have a couple guys in the office that do wear Laguna Seca Pros on the track, and they have noted that the sizing is even more comfortable, but it hasn't become a size up or a size down. There's no real change. You're still falling in line with the same fitment strategy they had in the past. We have seen something, for instance, like the new Trickster come out, where people have had to go a size down because it's become a hair larger than the previous Trickster before the EVO suit had come out. And remember, if you're concerned about race suits, first thing you want to do is you can rely on the size chart. You can always call us. But remember, we do ship for free, and there's no restock fee. So if you're concerned about the fitment, we're going to cover your bases. Now, as I walk start to finish through the Laguna Seca EVO suit, click right here, subscribe to us, and leave me your comments, your questions, or your feedback on the suit as I break it down. Now, diving into the main construction, you can see it in the main white areas throughout. This is the white, black, and red colorway, one of 4 colorways. There are some black versions as well. Race grade premium Dainese cowhide throughout. Now, one of the things they have changed for this year is it's no longer D-skin leather, which is their super premium leather. It's actually their premium race grade cowhide. It's going to be 1.2 to 1.4 mil, but you are trading off. There is a trade-off there by it not being D-skin, which is that specific tanning process they use on some of the other leathers. If you look at some of the other things, remember, this is the first suit at a price point in the Dainese line that uses the co-injected shoulder with the external aluminum hard parts. Again, replaceable external aluminum hard parts. You have that co-injected shoulder that sits over, and there's going to be padding underneath. Dainese composite armor in the elbows as well as the forearms. And then in the knees of this, it's going to be the full Dainese knee cup that goes all the way down the shin. You can see it on both sides. And remember, too, as you are cutting down towards the feet here, John's wearing a pair of Dainese Axial Pro Ins, and you can see this suit does have the suit to boot connection system, so you can wear those in boots inside of the pant. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. Or you could wear your normal outs, your TR Course outs, or your Torque Race outs, or your Torque RS outs for that matter as well. The other key feature, remember, this is the perforated version. There's a non-perf version as well. Localized perforation, so lots of perf. The perf's going to marry really nicely with the S1 stretch panels, both at the hips as well as the arms, for volumetric control as well as breathability. The nice safety feature in the localized perf is it doesn't go all the way to the edge of the seam, and you're not having any perforated weaker leather towards the seams. Remember, when you put holes in leather, you're actually weakening the leather, so it is a trade-off that you're making. It's going to be making it a little bit more lightweight as well. Now, turn the face away from me, John. Let's walk through the upper body and down the side of the torso here. Localized perforated in the back. We've already talked about the co-injected shoulder. Now you have microelastication in the back of the elbow. Remember, microelastication, you can see it here underneath the bioelasticated stretch panel. A lot of times on suits, we see full panels of bioelasticated stretch panels. By marrying the two together, you have this extra flexible area now with a little bit less of a flexible area, but what they've done is there's less There are less rolls, less fibers here, so it's lighter weight and it's also going to be stronger. You can slide on microelastication a little bit better protective than your bi-elasticated panel. That's a nice touch. And see the clean line here as it finishes down the sleeve. You do have reflectivity above the elbow as well. Same race suit as in previous years, still vented race suit. And you can see here towards the top that John at the back here is going to have an area of mesh at the top of his neck. That's new for 2013. That's going to allow for more breathability and a little bit more lightweight interface with Corsa helmet or Pista GP from Dainese. You're going to see that come into play. Moving back to the back, temper foam that's also perforated that will breathe for you. And notice this big yoke of bioelastication that comes down under the arm all the way across the yoke of the back. Turn completely backwards for me, John, and you see the way that that finishes out in the seat. See, again, big areas of aggressive microelastication that really are the big standout new feature on the suit. And you can see it in the seat here as well. I might as well go all the way down. Coccyx protection. Backs of the knees now have a new mesh panel that's going to allow for better breathability. And then we do have suit to boot going on here. So we have this expansion panel across the back that allows you to adjust the volume. When you're doing in boots, you would unzip it. When you're doing out boots, you would leave it zipped down. And the way that you get in and out of the pants on this race suit, or the in and out of the cuffs, is actually going to be on the inside. I like that Dainese does this. They tuck their in and out zippers medially. Now come back around to the front for me there, John. Face the camera. Moving down the torso, you see the big perforation panels. You see, again, CE rated 2 at the ends of the sleeves here means that we cover our zippers. Again, that's part of the new CE scheme from Europe. The way the hip has been done a little differently moving forward is they've added a lot of this microelastication again to coincide with a localized